Hey, what up you guys? So this is Hey Mitch and I'm doing my review on The Boys on Amazon Prime. Let's get into it, yeah. A zig, yeah.
He really does.
Tell you what I want, what I really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really want. I wanna.
I can't do this. You just pulled the fucking trigger! Sorry! We're the seven. Earth's most mighty, motherfucker! Please, no, please.
So, watching The Boys on Amazon Prime, it is super easy to watch, like 8 episodes, something you can go over a weekend with like I did. And yeah, just going through this video review, talking out loud about all the points I wanted to discuss, I don't know, man. I'm going to the conclusion that I don't like this series. Unpopular opinion, I know. But check it out. Okay, so it's the more the message at the end of the series in the first season that I don't like, and the tone, I guess, than it is the actual show itself. Because I do find the show very entertaining. There's a lot of great moments. It's very real, you know. It's nitty gritty, adult, and all that stuff. And it's a great fresh take on the superhero genre. And I get it. It's like Watchmen in 2019, you know, and it's what people would do if they had superpowers, right? And this is nothing like we have seen this before, right? In smaller TV series, you know, whether it's Heroes or movies like Jumper or Chronicle. So I get it. And the show deals with like human nature. Just because you have superpowers doesn't make you benevolent. If you're a shitty person, you're just a shitty person with superpowers. And I get that. And it's fun to go with and all that stuff. But there's a message of like nihilism that I don't like, because I use this show as a critique on myself, right? Because if I had superpowers, I would love to believe that I have a moral compass and good values, that I won't be a supervillain, most definitely. But would I be a superhero? At the very least, I would think of myself as someone that would stay in my lane, very neutral, use my powers to help myself and maybe the people that are in my lives, right? So I think most people would probably go that route too, which also begs the question, what if I had superpowers, what would they be, right? And usually the answer that I give is like flight, telepathy, so psychic abilities, mind control, like Professor X, Jedi mind tricks, Purple Man from Jessica Jones. So all of those powers, psychic abilities would probably be my my forte, or what I would want, right? So yeah. So going into positives, again, it's really entertaining. I like the series. I'm gonna watch the second season. It got green light. And I'm gonna go and have fun with the series. And there's portions where it is, on the positive level, it's a great critique on things, right? And there was a line that Mallory says at the 7th episode, that vengeance is no pathway to glory. And, you know, there are themes in there that are great. You know, I forgot the main character, the guy that's timid, I forgot his name. That you see character development, and you can see Starlight and how she deals with meeting her superheroes and seeing them as shitty people. And I guess that goes down to my issue. Again, like how I was saying, I would like to be a good person if I had superpowers. And I guess that's where it goes into, like, my negative thinking about this show is I'm very reflective, right? And Starlight is who I attach myself to, because she's a person who is like very wide-eyed and thinking about actually saving the world. And then she goes into this situation where, you know, she has to, even when she becomes real, Vought changes her media or her spin to take to their advantage, right? And so that's kind of like me. Like, I can see how me being in the Air Force wearing the uniform, for me that's being like a superhero in itself, right? I'm wearing, instead of a cape, I'm wearing a uniform, and I would like to hope to think that I am a good person in and out of uniform. And so this whole series is really a reflection that I see it as a reflection as myself, you know? It's like it's a critique, right? It's constructive, it's a workout. It's like seeing this, being reflective as far as using this show as, you know, how it is in reality and reflecting it upon yourself, right? And that gets into like my whole like reason why I don't like this. Again, is like the whole nihilism, right? you see that their powers are not mutations, they're not innate, they're not divine given, and it is essentially commercial, right? And they're just given like whatever, and there's no point. Like you can be good or bad, you can have superpowers or not, and there's no point of any of this, right? And that's what like nihilism is. You can't really change anything. It's just the world is shitty, you know, and I don't subscribe to that, you know. And that's where I use this TV show as a more of a reflective than an actual like, hey, this is a good, cool storyline that I like to get into. So I think that's where my problem is, that watching this series is a workout for me because it is a thought process, you know? And it bothers me also because the show can go very deep into critiquing how real world situations are. So if we are talking about how Homelander is making supervillains, we can talk about the industrial war complex, you know, but it doesn't go there. We can talk about how these superheroes are essentially celebrities and their power, right? How real life celebrities have influence on social media, but it doesn't go there. We can talk about how there's big tech, like how this bot how bot controls the media and the narrative just as much as the big tech and mainstream media controls the narrative in real life. But it doesn't go there. We can talk about the Me Too movement with the deep, right? Or cancel culture, but it doesn't go there. We can talk about performance enhancing and drugs with A-Train, but it doesn't go there. There's a lot of critique that it does in real life, but it's always just a shallow level, just to bring the story along, you know. But it doesn't go there enough for me, and I want to go there because I'm very like hyper aware with all the personal point of privilege. I'm hyper aware of what's going on in the like culture war and political talking points that everyone does, and it's just I want the show to go heavy on it, but they're not gonna go there because Hollywood is not, you know. And so that's where my problem is, you know. And yes, it's very entertaining. I guess I also see the show as 13 Reasons Why. You know, that show on an entertainment level is very fun, but in itself, it's dark and it's nothing to enjoy, right? There's a lot of dark stuff, dark elements into it, and there's nothing to enjoy, but it is a good way to think and realize how the world is, right? And in 13 Reasons Why, okay, you see in Air Force Wise, like, we have like green dot training, like looking for red flags and suicide awareness. And so this 13 reasons why it's a good tool to talk about these points. And likewise, The Boys for me is a good reflective tool of how I see myself and how the world perceives me, you know, how we see the world and how we carry ourselves, right? And how we are portrayed, right? And again, that's where there's a lot of mental thinking in this show. And I'm sure watching this review, you're like thinking like, what the hell, Mitch? It's just a TV show. I get that, but I like the superheroes genre, right? Because it's our modern mythology, right? And the show is a catalyst into that. It's a next evolution into what mythology can do in our real life culture, right? And for anyone else, they can just enjoy this TV show like nothing. And that's great. Like, I'm there with you, right? But me as a person who is hyper aware, who is always looking into, like, in YouTube, watching about how culture, society is changing, it's a workout for me to, and like a thought process or thought exercise about and a critique on myself, right? And so, yeah, I mean, overall, and I got through all my talking points. Overall, yes, it's super fun, and I will definitely recommend this show to everyone to watch, and it's definitely something that you should check out. But if you are like me, like, hopefully maybe like you would use this as a critique on you know, bettering ourselves, right? And so, because yeah, I mean, we should become better, you know. So yeah. So I'll also link this video in the below. He did a really great review and breakdown as far as all the story points into the show in this series and into the season, right? And so definitely you can check it out. And also comment below what you think about my video, what you like or dislike predictions about the future. Like this video, like they were saying, like Queen Mav and A-Train is probably gonna be turn sides. Maybe the Deep is gonna go off his rockers and go against Vought, and then we'll see how Vought responds to Homelander, right? And so comment below, talk about if I was totally off topic, and and that's totally fine. And I probably am overthinking about a lot of things, but it's cool because I had fun with it. And yeah, just comment below and continue the discussion. And if you're new to my channel, I do talk about TV, movie reviews, entertainment, culture, and purpose. And you can check out all my other videos here on my channel. And you can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitchMitch. And you can follow my joint Instagram at It's Mandatory Fun, where I do other videos and reviews with my friend Jen. And that's also a YouTube channel that I will link in the description below. So check that out. See you in the next season of season 2, and check you out on the next video. So thanks. Bye.
So tell me what you want and what you really want.
Okay,
I'll tell you what I want and what I really want. So tell me what you want and what you